Better at Night 008. And we happen to be back, but we did not come alone.
No, we did not.
We did not come alone. It's been a minute since we've had a guest here, but the guest we brought today was going to go ahead and make up for the gap. So I'm going to go ahead and make up for the gap, man. A lot of game here. We got a very special dude with us. Very special dude with us. I'm going to go ahead and let my brother go ahead and introduce himself. Kawser, how's it going, man? How you doing?
Hey, Brendan, my brother. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. I'm Kawser Khan. I'm the founder and CEO of Beige. We're an on-demand marketplace that's goal is to democratize content for all. And honored to be here today, man.
Man, pleasure to have you, man. And I hope you guys heard that, like what's called from one creator to another, to the creators listening. It's nothing but creators in this room. We're all here to make this a better place to create for you. You know what I'm saying? This is one big team effort, one big intention, one big goal, and we're all playing our part in different sectors. But we're going to get to the music, man, and then from there we're going to go ahead and get back to these questions with Kawser. David, that was fire. That was fire. We started off right, man. The vibes is right, man. The vibes is always right. You know
Having Kawser in here is fire. So we have to match the energy. We have to bring the vibes.
And what do we always say, man? It's always better at night. It's always better at night.
Kiddo, again, you come blessing us with some music. I love it. Some Thundercats, some of that new Brent.
I try, man. I'm trying. We just here to rock with the vibes, man. We always. That's what it is. I live by that. That's all I can say, man. I just live by that. The vibes. Shout out Thunder. Shout out Brent. Congrats to that new album. But we not here from that. We're here to hear more about Beige.
That's right.
We're here to hear more about Kawser. We're here for the gems. For the gems. So my guy, my brother, how you doing?
Yo, thanks for having me again, man. I feel the vibes in here. The vibes are real. The vibes are crazy, and everyone that's tuning in, I know you guys can feel it too. Just want to give a big shout out to DJ Kiddo. Brendan.
That's right. DJ Kiddo
man has DJ'd one of the most important days of my life, my 23rd birthday that I was celebrating with my brother, our brother Danny's birthday, and yeah, man, it was dope.
That was a fabulous time.
I was gonna ask you actually, bro, like I want you to do like the creative direction on like the audio visual side for my wedding.
Bro, say less. That's
like,
nothing.
At least like the overall creative direction, because I know it's your mom's birthday on the 26th and you're gonna be flying in the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
So like even just like coordinating with like the on-site DJ, like it's gonna be dope, bro. Like it's crazy, man. Like I already have like the songs that my wife's gonna be playing, like, or the song that she's gonna be playing on her like entrance, and everything is so like perfectly choreographed. It's gonna be crazy, bro. I'm gonna need your help with that.
Nah, man, I'm there to help you.
That's
I'm
love.
there to help you.
That's love.
Man, but
there's a lot of love in here. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
hey, we live for
Yo,
that.
love is priceless, right? In a society where so many things are transactional, to me, love is priceless. So it's the best gift that we can give, love. Because we all need more love.
Tell him.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Oh man. And that's how we started. That's how we started.
That's how it always starts, with love. Love and respect. I love it. I love it.
Man, so Kawser, man, I just want to know, man. We want to know, Beige. When did this vision hit you, man? Like, what made you pursue this journey?
Man, is 2017. I like had like my first ever real psychedelic experience with LSD, and like it ended up being like a bad trip. I had like a near-death experience, but also had like what's known as an ego death. So basically, like I felt like I died, and that was it. So when I came back from that, I was like, yo, I don't have any more time to waste. Like I can't keep fucking around. Like I have to get my shit together, and I have to discover my life's purpose. So I set out on a voyage. I went to go see my partner at the time in Fresno, California. Took the Amtrak transit for the first time in my life. And like, just imagine this like bald head kid that felt like he reached nirvana, just like taking off on this voyage, right? And I was talking to one of my friends at the time, Shaden, and I was like, hey, Shaden, like, I'm not going to come back from this trip until I discover like my life's purpose. And that led me to have a date with destiny, because I had a near-death experience there, came back, they put me on a 5150 psychiatric hold. They put me on a 5150 psychiatric hold, just like they did with Kanye a few years ago, if you remember, during his St. Pablo tour. And like, man, like, life just hasn't been the same since then. You know, I knew I needed a fresh start, a new beginning, so I went to Mecca in Saudi Arabia to do the holy pilgrimage, or the Umrah, actually. It's the mini pilgrimage that Muslims do every year. And I had a one-to-one meeting with God, Allah in Arabic, and I was just like, Allah, like, God, grant me power. I don't know why at the time. I don't know why. But immediately when I prayed for that, there was a vein in my left foot that like started cramping really, really bad, as if God himself was speaking to me and telling me like, okay, you want power? It's going to come with a whole lot of responsibility, and it'll either destroy you or allow you to change the world for the better. And here I am today.
Shout out to that trip. Shout out to both trips. Oh my gosh, that was powerful.
Yeah, that was.
That was powerful, and there's a lesson there. It's truly, if you really want something, it's gonna come with a little bit of pain. You know, it's gonna come with pain, and I'm very happy you read that message. A lot of people wouldn't understood that message. They probably would have took it as something more negative. And you understood exactly how to take it and where to place it, and for that, as like you said, it's exactly why you're here. Oh man, that
was touching.
That was very touching.
Thank you, man.
That was touching.
That was very touching.
Now, Kawser, for people who don't know what Beige is, or like, we're gonna get to a little more of your background and who you are and why you are. What is Beige?
Beige is the color you get when you combine all the people of the world, regardless of nationality or religion or creed. Beige is that earth tone hue that we get when we combine us all. And we're on a mission to democratize culture for all.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Because that's we're here to knock down all those walls, those borders, and everything that separates us become one. And like, I like how you said earth tone. It's true. You don't get anything more represents togetherness than a nice beige, a nice. I don't know. Ooh.
I love it.
So, you know, where does your background lie, and how has it helped you to get this far?
Yeah, so I grew up to an immigrant family from Bangladesh in South Asia. Shout out to my home country. My dad came here in the early 90s, started working at a restaurant, built his way up, started his own restaurants, and then lived his American dream. And then, you know, my mom and I came over when I was 4 years old. I grew up in East Hollywood, right off of Hollywood and Western, in the entertainment capital of the world, right? And all around me there was media, and I would literally walk from my apartment, my parents' apartment in Hollywood, over to Selma Elementary School, like a mile away, with my mom on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, because she would take ESL classes. And then it was just all around me, you know. I didn't know what it was at the time, but that presence that I felt, that was the media. And media shapes perception, and perception shapes reality.
Kawser, how important is it to be, not only to you, to yourself, and I'm sure you kind of hold, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm sure you hold the kind of weight of all of it. How important is it to be successful? How important is it to you to be successful, not only for yourself, but like for your family, for your friends, for everybody around you?
Man, success is my obsession. I'm obsessed with it. And in order to truly accomplish something, you have to be obsessed with it, right? That's what's going to get you to show up on the days that you feel like sleeping in. That's when it's going to force you to tell the truth when you want to alter it. That's going to allow you to maintain your integrity and your character in your darkest times. And if we can get out of that tunnel, we reach success.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of game here. A lot of game.
It's a lot of game. And while we're talking about that obsession with success, can we also speak on what it's like being a young CEO and what's the challenges it comes with obtaining that and the successes of that? You know, what are some of the biggest challenges you feel you have to face this far?
So I got a funny story. A year ago, I was in Houston, expanding Beige there, where I happened to meet my soon-to-be wife. And I was there with my trainer and my executive assistant at the time and a few other teammates. And I remember my last day in Houston, I was training, hitting shoulders. And like I was telling my trainer, like, yo, I feel the weight of the shoulders. Like, I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders. And she was like, well, that's why we're here. You got to get bigger fucking shoulders.
That's a bar, honestly.
That's and a bar. So that, bro, like, that was just a physical manifestation of what it feels like to be a 23-year-old CEO that's not only responsible for my reputation, but my company, my soon-to-be wife, my retired parents, like my brother that's becoming a religious leader in this world. Like, it's a lot of pressure every day, right? But I got another bar for you. Ready? Pressure cracks pipes, but it also makes diamonds. Addicted to the light, man, that's why I keep shining. That's actually a bar from Abundance, unreleased, bro, from my album, The Revelation, which actually I was working on 5 years ago during that time. It's crazy.
I'm glad you brought up the music because I do remember seeing you post a music video. You're like a cabin. You had like all the fly whips. You had a bunch of people with you. It was real fly.
Beige cashmere.
Oh, man. So music is a passion of yours on top of everything you are doing, would you say?
Man, music is an orchestra of your thoughts. And that's why I think it's so powerful.
It's the best way to play your thoughts out.
We're about to cut this interview up and get a verse. There's nothing but bars. There's nothing but bars. Man. No, that's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Hey, no, it's a pleasure to have you in HQ. A pleasure to have you in listening to Better at Night and kind of hanging out with us and talking to us more about your story. I love it. I know this is our first time meeting, and man, it's been awesome. We're going to get more into your story right after this.
I'm the kind of man that reckons.
You killing it, bro. You are killing it, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
That's fabulous.
That was just honestly like, what it felt like was you were the rocket ship to our rocket, and like we've now like exited the stratosphere.
Ooh,
man.
Ooh.
That's probably the best compliment I've ever gotten in my life. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's only fire when Kawser's here. We're only playing that fire. CEO of Beige.
Hey, man, you're too kind, man. Thank you for all the love and support, man. It's all about love and support, man, at the end of the day, because you know what? It costs absolutely nothing but your purest of intentions and desire to help others that's rooted from. So, bro, like, you have my love and support, man.
I love it. I love what you said too. You said love and support costs nothing. So to give that out is man, that's a blessing in itself. Thank you, man. Again, we appreciate you. We appreciate you pulling up to HQ, hanging out, talking to us, giving free game.
Bro, so much game, our air conditioning literally broke on us.
No, it's facts. Yeah,
It's so much. It's just so much game, so much heat. Music is heat. The bars are heat. The conversation is heat. That the air conditioner said, "Yo, I can't keep you guys cool." But it's all good, man. We're here. We want to get back into it. Get back into talking about Beige, talking about you. Man, let's get into Beige. I know you just said that we just played Kanye from the Shy, and Beige was your second city you got into.
Yeah. So me and Chicago have a very intimate relationship. Man, like Chicago is where I think like I lost my virginity as an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like it was like, whoa, like I'm no longer in the comfort zone of LA with friends and family, right? Like I'm no longer like under the warmth of my parents and of sunny Southern California. I'm now in the winter, windy Shy, right? And it was like, man, like there's a quote that I like to remind myself of whenever I feel frustrated with my journey, and that's the stars align when you least expect it. And that's exactly what happened, man. Right after that beautiful pink Chicago sunset, the stars aligned. And a constellation was formed. And that's my blueprint for building what I've built up to this point.
And then where do we go to after Chicago?
yeah. You said something off camera that was really interesting and really cool. You said on a journey for 20 cities.
Yeah. Man, like 20 cities, 20 weeks, man. Like that shit was crazy. Like imagine like being in another city every single week for 20 weeks, right? All across the US, right? So I was on all these economy flights, like traveling around the country, oftentimes knowing one or two people in the cities that I would travel to, just expanding my vision for Beige. And yeah, man, like I embarked on quite the voyage.
That's awesome. You don't have to be biased and say LA, but do you have a favorite city?
LA, man. To live and to die in LA.
Man, you know, I remember we had a conversation a while back about New York, about you and your time in New York, and how being there in that environment kind of toughened you up because of the style of personalities that New Yorkers have and their characters. Would you like to get would you like to speak on how New York helped you through your experiences?
Man, that's a great question. You know, New York, honestly, man, it gave me thick skin, right? Especially because of how cold it gets there, right? You kind of gotta have thick skin, right? Like I flew to New York for the first time December 28th, 2017, right after Beige started, man, and immediately I just felt the energy in the air, right? I felt that winter breeze combined with the taxi cabs and the demographic of people, and I knew that New York was the Big Apple. You know, if you can make it there, like you can make it anywhere in the world, and that's what I wanted to challenge myself to do. I wanted to make it in New York, and so I made it in New York, and I brought it all back. I brought the trophy back to LA with me to share it with my friends and family, because Jay-Z says, you can be the wealthiest man in the world, you can have all the money in the world, but it means nothing if you can't share it with the people that you love. And he also says, you're not a real man if you don't help your family. So that's what I came back here to do. Both.
Man,
Deep, man.
Man of honor, a man of morals, a man for his people, man of many things, man. You're Beige in itself. Man, so much. Where are you gonna go?
Yeah, so how you translate all that into Beige? So like to get more technical about it, like how can you translate, or how do you translate the love and respect and kind of put yourself inside of your brand? We know that you are Beige. What are some ways that you kind of show that?
I believe through just my everyday lived experiences, a lot of people look at me and, they see a young CEO of a hyper-growth startup. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I just see a kid that's on a path to fulfill his vision, right? And that vision involves everyone that I interact with on a day-to-day basis. So I think the best way to grow your business, to grow your vision, to grow as an individual is by investing in yourself and believing in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, like, who else is going to believe in you, right? And so that's how I built this massive on-demand media logistics business, which is now shifting over to becoming in the media tech logistics vertical, which there are not too many competitors in this space. But essentially what we're trying to do is build the Uber for video. So just imagine like you have a birthday party or a wedding, or you just started a business and you want to produce some commercials, some ads to promote your business and to launch, or a podcast, or a talk show, or a school graduation, just about anything you can imagine, right? You'll have Beige at your fingertips to shift your vision to reality, right? To capture what it is you want captured on camera and then edit it together into a digestible piece of your existence, right? And so through Beige, we want to democratize content for all, right? We have worked with thousands of different use cases, right? And, from all parts of the United States over the past couple years. And we've realized that content is king, and content is a mere existence of our reality, right? Because time only moves forward, so we capture that time with content. And so if you can capture time at your fingertips, right, to remember and to look back to and to share a message, it can shift your life and your perception of reality to be so much more rich. So we are connecting creators with anyone that wants to shift their vision to reality. And I think that's everyone. We all want to shift our vision to reality. So that's what we do over at Beige.
Absolutely. And two things I like that you spoke on your inner kid self pursuing a vision, because I think we speak about that a lot over here at Taco Boxes. This is all a passion from our youth. It's like, I don't think this is something that we've came up with in our later years in life. It's something we felt early on, and when we were speaking about it off camera, like, we saw a problem, and and we set out to solve it. And I want you to speak on your experience that you explained with us to why you felt like Beige needed to be in the market. You can you explain us to that, if you remember what I was talking about? Yeah,
definitely, man. So a full circle moment, right? I'm literally here in a music studio, right, talking about how I started Beige, and it was through music, right? Like, I had this traumatic experience that I mentioned earlier, and so the best way that I wanted to express that vision was through music. And so I wanted to produce a music video for my first song that I've ever produced, The Prophecy. And then pretty much I go on Google, I'm trying to find a videographer, photographer in my area, and I found two major problems. One was people had very limited and fragmented availability. And two, as an 18-year-old kid that wanted to shift his vision to reality, like, I literally could not afford a high production music video based on the prices I was being quoted. And so thankfully, one of my friends, shout out Mystery Skulls, he had a camera that he got as a gift from Warner Brothers, and he was like, Kawser, I'll just shoot the video for you, go in and get everything that you want. So I go down to Premier Exotics over in Venice and rent out this midnight blue Huracan with orange interior. Get some of my friends together. I put up an ad on Craigslist for a drone operator, and we put together dope set for The Prophecy. And a lot of my friends and family started hitting me up, and they were like, yo, that's a dope video. Can you produce my commercial for my new e-commerce business that I want to launch? Can you help shoot my next music video? Can you get a cool car and a model and a videographer for my video? And things just organically took off from there.
Sounds like Beige found you.
You know what? I've never thought about that, but that's a very true statement.
Yes, it felt like the way you're explaining it, like it found you, and you had enough just for balls to take the challenge and help people out that saw what you did. They wanted your vision, and you was like, yeah, I got you. So you were being kind and supporting others, and then you found a way to like streamline it into a corporation, and we're here. This is crazy.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
Kawser, do you think the teenage version of yourself in Hollywood would be surprised on where you're at now, or would you feel like we still got some work to do?
Man, that's a really good question. You know, I would say both, right? Because one part of me is like, holy shit, like I'm over here running a multi-million-dollar startup, about to get married at 23, got the most amazing people around me. That includes you guys, supportive parents, and, you know, helping people around all across the country and providing opportunities to countless creatives, right? The other part of me is like, man, like, are you gonna settle here? Like, is this what is this the holistic manifestation of what you're destined for? And I say, fuck no, I'm just getting started. Let's turn that shit up.
I love it.
That's what the fuck we're talking about. Excuse my language.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
So I'm talking.
We'll cut out a clean version, you know, for the younger kids.
Yeah, nah, but I had to get that one off pure emotion. I couldn't even sugarcoat that, because that's how I felt, man. We're just getting started. And in 10 years, we're going to look back at this moment, and we're going to be so much further, and we're going to tell ourselves the same thing again. We're just getting started. Then it might be 20 years, and we're just getting started.
One of my favorite books, bro, you know what, actually, that's going to be one of like my wedding gifts, like, to all of you guys. It's a book that really transformed my life. Like, it's a book that I was reading during that holy pilgrimage to Mecca, right when I conceived Beige, and it's called Zen Mind, Beginner Mind. And it's such a powerful book that it reminds you of the importance of having that beginner's mindset, right? Because at every stage, at every mountaintop that you reach in life, you'll have gained the necessary strength, right, to climb the top of that mountain, yet to find an even greater, bigger, badder mountain of life ahead of you. But you have to remember that you've been preparing for that mountain this whole time, climbing the preceding mountain. So you just got to keep going. And that's my philosophy, man.
I love it. Yeah, definitely. Everybody needs to grab that book now.
Yeah, no, everybody needs to grab that book.
You don't have to, bro. I got you. That's like a really meaningful gift, and I'm gonna force you guys to read it. Like,
oh, you don't have to force me.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna read it.
You're talking to some real bookworms over here.
I love that, bro. I love that. Yo.